Hello everybody, we're here at RemoteCon and yet another very interesting product demo on remote work tools. Here with us now we have Google Meet, Google's video communication service. Google Meet sits along with Google Chat as part of the communication solution designed for business, being the alternative to services like chat and video tools. Understanding Google Meet and Google Chat is easier when you consider the previous names, Google Hangouts Meet and Google Hangouts Chat. Essentially, they are the grown-up version of Google Hangouts, which is the consumer solution. Google has been adding functions to Google Meet to make it more consumer-friendly, adding controls, a gallery view, more advanced screen sharing option, including individual Chrome tabs. By now, we all know the not-so-love at first sight story between Larry Page and Sergey Brin going back to the summer of '95. Moreover, Page and Brin weren't sure they wanted to go through the distress of starting and running a company. Decades down the road and products down the line, Google releases Google Meet, the video conferencing platform. After being invite-only and quietly released an iOS app in February 2017, Google formally launched Meet in March 2017. Although initially Google ran Meet as a commercial service, starting the spring of 2020, Google Meet released a free version to everybody. Previously available only to its Google Suite enterprise consumers, the move to make Google Meet more widely available is the company's attempt to capitalize on the recent boom. For our demo here today, we have Teodor Tăbărcă, Google Trainer Partner. Hello, how are you?
Hello, very good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Can you please tell us a bit, by now probably everybody has used Google Meet at least once, and they had like a video conference or something like that. Most of us just know the basic functions, but I'm sure there are like many other functions we have not yet come to discover, and we would like to find out more about what Google Meet can do.
Sure. All right. Then allow me to show you just that. This is basically the interface that you're first being met when accessing this Meet application. In order to create a new account or join one call, you will have to press this button here. Since I'm not joining a meeting and I'm actually creating one, I must name it first. So I'm going to do just that. And when you are first accessing this application, the system will ask you, which does not happen here because I've already applied that, for access for microphone and camera, of course, in order for the call to work. I am now joining the call. And when you are accessing this call, you will be presented with a pop-up menu that has some information about the call itself, such as the name, the link necessary for accessing this meeting, and other accessing options. Because besides accessing such a call through a meeting link, you can also do it through a phone call, which will require a PIN for access. But such phone calls also do imply charges. So do choose this option only when considering properly. You can copy this information manually with a right click and copy, or you can just click this copy joining info and it will be copied to the clipboard. Besides that, you can add people by clicking on the add the people button, and you can do so by entering name or email address, but the name feature will work only if you have such contacts in your contact list or if you have discussed with them already in the past. Otherwise, you will have to add manually the email address of the person you'd like to invite here. This interface does not have too many options, but I'm going to present them one by one. On the left side, the lower left side, you will have the same menu that we have seen earlier with a new tab, the Attachments tab, that only works with Google Calendar. Because as some of you may be familiar, Google Meet can be synchronized with Google Calendar so that when you're creating an event or a meeting, you can also add a link to such a call. And also besides that, you can add several other information such as information, documents, images, and so on and so forth, which will show up here if added. On the lower central part of the screen, you'll have three buttons, the activate and deactivate microphone button, the end call button, and the activate and deactivate camera. I have decided to deactivate this microphone here in order to not have any kind of mix-ups with the sound. But usually Google does notice when you are speaking. And if you are having the microphone deactivated, it will usually suggest to turn it on in order for the other participants to also hear you. We also have here on the right side an option for, just as I was telling you, we also have here on the right side an option for turning on captions. It only works in the English language, so it basically tries to translate any possible language into English, but it is not that well optimized now, so I would advise for waiting a bit more until using it. giving it a few more weeks for proper updates. We also have this button of presenting the screen, and we have three options here. We can present the entire screen. We can present a window, so those are different from windows that we may have opened. And also we can present a Chrome tab, and of course we must first select the one in order to be able to present it. On the lower right side of the screen, we have more options. The first button is the record meeting option, which currently is available for all G Suite packages until the 30th of September 2020, after which it will only be available for the enterprise versions of G Suite. The second option, the change layout option, refers to how participants are being shown on the screen. The first one, of course, shows the person that is speaking on the front and the center part of the screen, while the rest of the participants are on the right side. The spotlight layout will only show the person speaking regardless of who that is, and the tiled layout will show everybody in an equal manner regardless of who is speaking. The third option is yet again the turning on of captions, and we also have here settings which only refer to audio and video, because we can select different, if we have different cameras, different microphone or speakers, and of course the quality that we would like this call to have. Moving on, we are going back to the same option that I've addressed before, the using a phone for audio, which will imply, of course, charges, so be careful with that. And there's also an option of being called, but not in our country, being called by an IVR in order to be able to join the call. We have the option of reporting a problem in regards to this call, and we can simply enter here some details. And of course, we can actually add a screenshot that would provide more details about the issue that we're confronting with. We can report and views, and of course, click on help for more information. This will open up, as you can see, a link with a Q&A section that can help us avoid any unnecessary questions addressed to the customer service team. On the upper right side of the screen, we have the number of participants, and if we click here, we can also have a list of them. Right now, it's just me. On the right side of this small menu, we have the chat option, and whatever is being written here, everybody will see. It will pop up as a message somewhere around here in this part of the screen, the lower right side. But if you choose to record such meetings, the messages will not be shown, as far as I know. You have here a real-time hour in order to know exactly what the time is in case you're being caught up with the discussion, and you may go over the time scheduled for the call. And here is also an option to pinpoint your image, but since I'm the only participant in this call, there's no one else, so it doesn't really show here. But for example, if I had another participant and that would have been speaking, by clicking on this pin here, I would have been able to see myself regardless of who was speaking. So this basically is Google Meet. As you have noticed yourself, is very simple, but it does offer all the options that I need for such a call.
I didn't get it, or if I maybe missed it, my mistake. How many participants can you have in a call, like the maximum number of participants?
Right. So the maximum number of participants depends on the G Suite package, but just like the recording option that is available until the 30th of September 2020 for everybody, just the same, the maximum number is 250 participants in a call until the 30th of September. After that, this 250 limit will be available only for enterprise, and the business package, I think it has 150 and the basic 100. But until the 30th of September, everybody can invite up to 250 participants in a call.
Or if another pandemic strikes, probably until later. Also, yeah, we have these functionalities for the desktop app. How do they differ from maybe the mobile app and mobile app on Google phones and let's say on iPhones or something like that, iOS systems? Is there any difference there? Are there any specific, let's say, adaptations for that?
Yes, of course. The mobile app has been customized in such a way to show all of these options that were presented here. But of course, the interface is slightly different. So what I'm showing here, if you'd like to use this as a guide to find these options, may not be so valid for the mobile version. You should be able to do all of this or to use all of these functionalities from here on mobile as well. But the location on screen will differ there.
Good. Well, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for showing us through the platform. And thank you for watching, and tune on to RemoteCon for more infos on remote product tools. Goodbye.